And we're going live. All right, everybody. Welcome to the pregame show here on Halo the Infield with James. A pleasant Friday afternoon to you, whether you're stuck in traffic or already home. I will preview the second game of that three-game series here with the Mariners and the Halos coming up at the Big A at 6:38 p.m. So check that out for sure on Bally's. And also, check out 714 Tickets. Now, the big concert going on right now, Taylor Swift and her tour going on. I think it's worldwide. Was there 5 more shows left at SoFi Stadium for Taylor Swift? So if you want to surprise somebody, great tickets available on 714 Tickets. Beyonce as well, but also Angels Baseball. You got preseason NFL football coming up. That's also a thing going on. For the Rams, for the Raiders, Chargers, all the tickets going on for there. So look out for 714 Tickets again. Gwen Stefani is going to come to the Honda Center. Also, Peso Pluma will come as well. So it's a great deal. As you see, the Taylor Swift banner there on 714 Tickets. Easy to find the dates you want to go to, surprise whomever you want, family or friends, with tickets. You can do that by getting 10% off at the checkout when you use the code HITI. That'll get you 10% off tickets there. Concert, theater, sporting event tickets. Just put in HITI for any of that. No hidden fees or checkout or surprises at checkout. So it's really good stuff. But again, use the code HITI, and then you'll get 5% back of your future purchases. And then you can build that up, like Fernando mentioned one day. So it was a really good deal what's been going on here with 714 Tickets and Halos in the Infield. By today, go when the event is. The number, by the way, if you have to call, 714-842-5387 for 714 Tickets. So great deal there. Also, and I vouch for this, I've used them before, so it's really good to see 714 Tickets. But also, Noble Ale Works. I went there yesterday with a friend. Very, very good stuff. All the brews you can think of, over 20 brews that'll quench thirst. Very good stuff. I had the Man Milk. I'm a sucker for stouts. Not really for IPAs, although yesterday was National IPA Day and there was $1 off. So I know I had a friend take advantage of that, not me personally. But there's always something happening at Noble Ale Works. Be sure to check out and go there today on 1621 Sinclair Street, Suite B in Anaheim, California, 92806. Mention Halos in the Infield for free parking, and then the various food trucks that will come by and make food outside of the Noble Ale Works space. And yesterday we had the Pleasure Pizza, I want to say. Something Italian for sure. But it was really good stuff, though. And I want to give them a shout out. I know Halos in the Infield and I follow them, and they'll be back in September. So it'd be really good to see if you're hungry for food. They had great cannolis. Oh, that was so good. The cannolis are so good there. And also check out for Noble Ale Works Instagram page for the weekly schedule of what food trucks will come on what days. And it's great for game days where you don't have to spend the money inside. You can spend it outside and get some savings on the tasted brews there. Which reminds me, I got this yesterday. So it's a buy one, get one free pint special home game promotion for Noble Ale Works. Just prevent this promo card you'll get before the game. And then, park there, walk over to the game, come back, and then you'll have the buy one, get one free pint special. So it's a really great deal there for everyone to see. After the game, come out at the end of the 7th or end of the game. present this, and boom, it's really good stuff. So take note of that for Noble Ale Works. They're doing it all for us there. Also, check out the Todd Fox postgame show, of course, on our YouTube page here. Always fiery takes, your comments read, and your phone calls later in the show. It's really great stuff. Fiery show yesterday, as it should have been. There's no doubt about that. Check out the Around the League show with Todd Fox and I. Probably on Monday morning, we'll get that going back up, and we'll review the trade deadline, the winners and losers, the series that was on the weekend, all the important MLB news and hot takes we'll do it for you. Also, check out Halos in the flagship podcast of Halos in the Infield on all the podcast mediums, Podbean, Spotify, Apple, Google, and all the other podcast mediums. And then all the social media platforms here, Facebook, YouTube, of course, if you're here, Instagram, and X, I guess what they call Twitter now, will be Twitter. So X, just type in Halos in the Infield, and then you got us. So, all right, with all the business aside, let's get to the records. Seattle coming in at 57 and 52. The Angels at 56 and 54. I gotta revamp that. The season series, the Angels lead at 4-3 for now. So time is running out for the Angels, and head-to-head, they have to take care of business. But we'll see what happens there. Last night, we have to mention the game. I was there, of course, in 424 Row F. I had a great view of all the happenings, that's for sure. Shout out to 714 Tickets again. They got me a great deal on tickets right there, right amongst all the action for a great price. With that code again, 10% off, HITI, and on your on 714 Tickets. It was a tremendous deal for an ohtani start. But he didn't factor in the decision. The Angels lost 5-3. Marlowe had the grand slam in the top of the ninth off of Estevez. He blew the save and got the loss to Estevez. Munoz, the new closer now for Seattle, with the hard throwing stuff. He's there for the Mariners, and hopefully we don't see him again tonight. Campbell got the win for Seattle. Ohtani did homer. We thought, okay, 3-1. It's gonna be a great deal, right? No. Suarez also homered, and Moustakas had the RBI double, but it just wasn't enough. Ohtani, looking at his numbers, he only went 4 innings because he had cramping in his hand, and I wonder if that will be a lingering issue going on for Shohei. He only surrendered 3 hits, no earned runs, and 4 strikeouts, so he had it all going for him. He was 2 for 2 at the dish, had the home run, 2 walks, an RBI, 2 runs scored, and a stolen base. So he did pretty much everything, but his hand let him down when it came to pitching. That's the way it goes, I guess, when you have a pitcher and a batter doing the same things. You have to do the good and the bad, I guess. Brian Wu had a great night. He fooled the hitters, it seemed like. It was really elementary sometimes. Other from, Moustakas getting to him. But 6 innings for Wu, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts. He was awesome. And then Marlowe, which I believe someone said in the YouTube comments that he was with the Savannah Bananas in 2018, and he made his way through the minors. Great minor league hitter. Had, 100 hits or something like that the last 2 years or more, 100 RBIs, I want to say. He had the one with the grand slam yesterday, so it was one of those frustrating losses. I think it was the first game, and I'll mention this out of pity, the first game that I went to where I saw the entrance of Estevez, where the lights are turned off and the cell phones have the lights on and all that, and that still didn't do anything to help me. I think I jinxed Estevez in that point. Anywho, enough about the self-pity, right? Some Angels transactions going on. So infielder Brennan Drury returned from the rehab assignment, has been reinstated from the IL. But with addition, there's a subtraction. The Angels placed Zach Neto, the shortstop, on a 10-day IL with lower back inflammation again popping up. And that's really hard to do. You can't really function. It's hard to run. It's hard to twist. It's hard to turn. It's hard to bat. It's hard to sit. It's hard to stand. Well, no, standing is probably the best part. But you can't do anything really if your back is going to keep flaming up like this. So maybe he came back too soon. That's always a worrisome thing when it comes to injuries, in my opinion. And maybe Drury took enough time off where he felt better enough. Hey, okay, and then let's go do a rehab assignment. But we'll see with Neto how long this will linger. And then infielder Kevin Padlow, remember he's been up and down with the team this year. He cleared his outright waivers and accepted the outright assignment down to AAA Salt Lake City with the Bees. As well, he'll join Jarrett Watt there down with the Bees in Salt Lake City. All right, so let's get to the starting pitchers. Today, Reed Detmers will go for the Angels. He's 2-8, the lefty, number 48. A ERA of 4.35, 127 strikeouts. He's got the four-seam fastball that's always good, and then he'll mix it up with the curveball. The sliders, definitely a work in progress. This will be his 20th start, 101 and 1 innings pitched. Shout out to Kareth 101. His whip is 1.29. 95 miles per hour fastball, like I mentioned. 89 on the slider, 75 on that curveball, and 86 on the changeup. I wish the changeup would be a little better. He does get the strikeouts, but not a hard hit either. But the walks can hurt him. That's what we've seen in the past. Only 24 years of age, of course. Looking at his repertoire, uses a fastball more than anything, slider, curveball, changeup, and then he's only thrown his sweeper 1% of his starts this year. I think looking at his stats here, of course, the fastball has been trouble for him. He's given up 8 home runs out of the 12 that he's given up on the four-seam fastball. He has struck out more batters with the slider, 64, compared to 36 on the fastball. And then the curveball's been 24 strikeouts for Reed Detmer. So maybe we'll use that curveball more, and maybe to the Seattle hitters. Maybe they'll fool all the right-handers that they'll put in there. That's the hope. But unfortunately, yeah, the slider, though, yes, it's been hit more often, but not for power, just for hits. So we'll see how his fastball does, if he can rev it up, but also be changing up things with the curve. That's what I'll really enjoy. So remember, he started off with the Mariners this year on April 3rd. He got a no decision that day on April 3rd. And then that was his only start against Seattle this year. So make that note. And that was, of course, in Seattle that second week of the season. Remember, they were in Oakland and then Seattle. His last start, though, came on the 29th of July. He got the loss. He went 4 and 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 home run given up, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Again, if the Angels did better offensively, he would have been in line for that win. But then the bullpen would have had to do the job. But that did not happen, unfortunately. For the Seattle Mariners in the second game of 4, in a core 4 of games, definitely need to take 3 out of 4 now. Luis Castillo, the former right-hander number 58, he's 7-7 this year with a 2.88 ERA, 149 strikeouts. In a sense, he's the same with Detmers, where bad luck has faced him almost all year. He doesn't get the run support like he should, and that's why he has the 7 losses, and then no decisions thrown in there for Luis Castillo. He's a right-hander, of course, 6'2", 200 pounds, and 30 years of age. And looking at it, fastball velocity is really there. The whiff percentage is really there, but you can put a barrel on him when you can. So that's been the good thing. If you're facing the Angels, go right after him. 96 on the fastball, 86 on the slider, and then 89 on the changeup. So look out for that. This will be his 23rd start, 131 and 1/3 innings pitched. The whip at 1.01. And then looking at his arsenal, again, four seam is right down the middle, a little up in the zone into the left-handed batter side. Slider is down and away in the zone and a little bit out toward the left-hander's box. The sinker is one, he leaves it up a little, so that might be good, especially for the lefties. Look for that sinker, and if he locates it high, try to drive it. If you're the Angels hitters, please try to drive it. I would look for that. So that's kind of middle in. And whenever you leave a changeup or a sinker, you can drive that. And speaking of changeup, though, the changeups are low and away in the zone. He'll try to get you on that, but he only throws it 16% of the time. But look for his changeup to be low and inside to the Angel right-hand hitters, and possibly you could try to force that to, be early and hit it to the opposite way. I think that'd be a great game plan against Castillo for the Angels. Look for that breaking ball. I think that would be or the off-speed stuff. I could really see that working for the Angels tonight. Let's see. So out of all his pitches, he's given up the most with the forcing fastball, the home run, of course. So he has 19 home runs given up this year. He has struck out 70 on the forcing fastball himself. So look out for that. The hits, changeup, he's been giving up the most hits of and the most singles. So like I mentioned, if you can go the other way on his changeup, on his changeup, and if it's going to be middle in on you, try to fight it off. So that's what I'm going to be looking for, and the key to the game for the Angels. Fight off his changeup, tax the bullpen a little bit. I know I keep saying that every damn series, but it's so damn important, He's faced the Angels back on the 4th of April. He got the win in that one, and then he faced them also on June 9th at the Big A and got the loss. Really tattooed him that day, although he did strike out 10 Angels. So that's the last time we saw Luis Castillo. His last start, though, was in Arizona. He got the win, 6 innings and 2 hits, no runs, no hits, 1 walk and 7 strikeouts. So he's coming off a great outing. He had an okay one last time out before that as well against Minnesota. And then 2 against Minnesota, the last 2 against Minnesota before the last start against the Diamondbacks. So he's been good as of late, that's for sure. But the no decisions against the Twins twice in a row hurt him. But he bounced back, like I said, on the 30th of July with the win in Arizona. So that's something to look for there for Luis Castillo. Let me get you to the lineups here. Okay, so J.P. Crawford will lead off. By the way, I was at the game yesterday, and after Estevez gave up that home run grand slam, I knew maybe he would retaliate, but he did strike out more. And then going against the lefty, Crawford with 2 outs, nobody on, he plunked Crawford in the thigh. Crawford had a couple stares out toward Estevez. The Seattle dugout was yelling right at him. I was right on it, on the Seattle dugout, so I could see what was not heard what was being said, but I could see the back and forth. Estevez saying, no, I'm not trying to hit him. But usually when you hit someone and you don't do it a Bush League way, you go lower leg. Of course, the Bush League one is, you throw up near the head. That's when you have real issues. So We'll see if J.P. Crawford, if he'll get a pitch middle in or if it hits him. We'll see if anything more happens, if another brawl breaks out. Todd Fox on the post-game show will have much to say about it. Anyway, J.P. Crawford will lead off for the Mariners, leading off, playing shortstop. Julio Rodriguez will be batting second, the center fielder for the Seattle Mariners. And it seems like they go as he goes. He hasn't had such a great year. His rookie year was awesome. But maybe they're heating up as he'll heat up. Who knows? Batting third, he homered yesterday, is Eugenio Suarez, the third baseman. Batting fourth will be Tom Murphy, the catcher. Batting fifth is Toscar Hernandez in right field. And batting sixth will be Ty France, the first baseman. Batting eighth will be Cal Rayleigh, the designated hitter. And then batting eighth, Dylan Moore, the left fielder. And then Jose Cabarrio will be the second baseman, batting ninth for the Seattle Mariners. And looking at the stats coming in, Rodriguez and Raleigh are tied for 17 home runs on the year. RBIs, Hernandez with 59. And then stolen bases, Rodriguez with 26. Cabarrio has 18, so look out for that. And then against Detmers, for the Mariners, Crawford's hitting 333, France 222. Dylan Moore's hitting 1 for 2 in his career against Detmers, and then Suarez hitting 333 as well. Hernandez, Murphy, Raleigh, and Rodriguez all are 0-4s against Detmers. So for the Angels, their starting lineup, it looks a little different today than it did yesterday, and I'll tell you why after. Luis Rengifo will be leading off for the Angels at shortstop. Batting second, Shohei Ohtani, the designated hitter. Batting third will be C.J. Cron, the first baseman. And then batting fourth, it will be Mike Moustakas, the third baseman. Batting fifth and making his comeback is Brandon Drury at second base. Batting sixth will be Mickey Moniak in center field. Batting seventh is Hunter Renfroe, the right fielder. Batting eighth will be Matt Thaiss, the catcher. And then batting ninth will be Randall Grichuk in left field. So the difference is, of course, Neto's out with the back inflammation again, the 10-day IL. So Rengifo at short. Drury back at second. C.J. Cron has a 13-game hitting streak coming in. Ohtani with an 8-game hitting streak coming in to the game. And then what I was going to say earlier about last night, Moniak, Renfroe, and Grichuk. Oh, no, Grichuk, what was it? Grichuk, Moniak, and Renfroe batted, I think it was 5, 6, 7 last night. And they were just free swinging. Even though the pitches were in the zone, it looks like they were having so much trouble. And they were just swinging away. They kept swinging and missing. It was so awful to see. So maybe a little shakeup in the lineup will do some good. Of course, Ohtani hit his 40th home run yesterday, leads the team with that. And 82 RBIs as well, and 14 stolen bases. So he's Mr. Everything, definitely, for the Angels. Against Castillo, C.J. Cron's hitting 222, Drury 250, Escobar 444. Maybe we'll see Escobar later or tomorrow. Moniak 333, Moustakas 300, Ohtani 375, Renfroe 118. So that's a bad sign. Rengifo 300, and then Thaiss, Velasquez, and Wallach are hit 0-4s against Castillo. So there you have all of the notes and all the stats, I should say, for tonight. Let's get you to some MLB scores. I don't know if any games went final yet, but we're going to talk about it, get to your comments, and then we'll get out of here. There was one final at Wrigley. The Braves shut out the Cubs at Wrigley 8-0, and that's a big game for both. The Braves trying to clinch the East and That'll help toward that. The Cubs trying to stay alive in that wild card. And remember, they went out and got Candelario, third baseman from Washington. Speaking of Washington, the bottom of the ninth, the Nationals are tied with the Reds, 3-3. The Reds threatening to try to walk off. So we'll look out for that. Excuse me. The Rays lead the Tigers in Detroit 8-0 in the bottom of the eighth. Excuse me. The rematch of the '69 World Series. Baltimore leads the Mets 3-2 in the bottom of the sixth. The Royals and the Phillies rematch of the '83 World Series. The Royals lead the Phillies 6-4 in the top of the sixth. Now, I saw a video today just before I got on here of the Philly fans giving Trey Turner a standing ovation before he stepped into a batter's box, and he did. They were trying to rally him, and that's something un-Philly-like, but they were showing him brotherly love there. But that was so odd to see. I never saw a Philly crowd unless like a player died or a player's family member died, like Tony Gwynn Jr. They gave him a standing ovation when he stepped into the box or before. But they were trying to get Turner to rally because he's had a really hard time of it this year for the Phillies. It was just odd to see a Philly crowd pump up one of their players like that. Usually they boo the hell out of him. And that could change. That could be tomorrow. You know how Philly fans are. But to see Castellanos in the dugout trying to rally up the crowd and all the dugout cheering for him, it was just un-Philly-like. But credit to those fans for once showing spirit, I guess. And that's a great crowd there. I don't know how that happened. On Apple TV right now, the Astros lead the Yankees 5-2 in the top of the sixth. The Blue Jays lead the Red Sox. Those are two important series right there, by the way. 6-2, Toronto leads Boston there in Massachusetts, top of the seventh. The White Sox trail the Guardians 4-2 in Cleveland, top of the seventh. 3-2, Texas leads Miami in Arlington, top of the fourth. That's a big series. The Diamondbacks lead the Twins in the top of the third, 1-0. That's a big series for both of those teams there. The Pirates lead the Brewers 6-2 in Milwaukee, bottom of the second. It's kind of a surprise. Milwaukee and Cincinnati again are trying to go for the Central and then a playoff spot there. So that's something to look forward to. And I think it's a great thing to see the Reds fight like this, and they bring up all their young guys, and they're making it work somehow. The Colorado Rockies lead the Cardinals in Colorado or in St. Louis 6-1, top of the third. Of course, you have the Angel game at 6:30 against the Mariners. At 6:40, the Dodgers and the Padres will go at it down here in San Diego. It's a 4-game series, by the way, and it's a wraparound series Friday through Monday. So we're going to have a lot of traffic coming through here, all the LA fans coming back and forth, and it's a big series for both. Bigger for San Diego as they went out and bought as cheap as they could. They went out and bought, so at least they are fighting and staying in it. So looking at standings real quick, at least for the Mariners and the Angels here, the Mariners are 6 games out of the first place of the West, 2.5 out of the wild card, and then the Angels 7.5 back of first place and 4 games out of the wild card in the American League. And then looking quickly at the American League wild card, Tampa Bay has the first one, 5.5 ahead of Houston, that are two ahead of the second wild card spot. And then Toronto has a third one. Boston's 2 behind. Yankees are 2.5 behind, as well as Seattle. And then the Angels are 4 back. And then the Guardians are 6.5 back, but they're looking for the divisional chance against Minnesota. And looking at that real quick, because I was wondering how the Centrals went. We know, 2.5 back, so Cleveland's right there. So look for that to be an interesting matchup. AL East, Baltimore is leading Tampa Bay only by 2. Texas in the West is only a game and a half ahead of Houston. The divisions, that one division is pretty much already set and done. Atlanta leads second place, Philadelphia by 12, Miami 13.5. So you know how that goes. It's Atlanta's division. Milwaukee leads the Central by only half of a game. And remember, they played each other 3 times just recently, before and then after the All-Star break. So I don't know if they'll play again, but they should be. The Dodgers lead the Giants 2.5 ahead of second place, for first place, excuse me. And the Diamondbacks 6.5. They've kind of fallen. I thought they were going to be a little more active. I know they did get Tommy Pham, but I thought they would get more pitching, but they didn't. So that was unfortunate. And again, the Padres 9.5 and then 4 back of a wild card. So you're saying there's a chance for San Diego in that realm. We'll see. All right, so let's get to these comments again. Castillo going for the Mariners, and then Detmer's going for the Angels. Righty versus lefty tonight at 6:38. That's coming up, by the way. Let's get to some comments really quick, and then we'll get out of here. Hayes, shout out to you. And he was the star today of these the comments here for sure on YouTube. He says, James, 714 tickets, 714 tickets, another Grand Slam tonight, but hopefully the Angels Grand Slam, not for Seattle. And then he shouts out Peso Pluma, I hope I'm saying that right, and Mexico. And then Hayes says, how many minutes is it from Noble to the Big A Stadium? It's not too far. And he says, what's the walking distance and minutes? And I knew someone was going to ask this. I just knew it. And I did this yesterday. But really, it was, you had to stop at the crosswalk, of course. But it seemed like it was only a 5-minute walk, and boom, I was right in the Angel Stadium parking lot. And there's so many other places you can go, but I think Noble's the best. I mean, there's other parking around there, but there really isn't any reason to pay $5, $10, $20 when you just go to Noble there for free. And yes, the parking's safe. There's always people outside there watching it. So it's really good. I haven't heard of any disruptions or anything like that. So it's really good. Mick CK, shout out to you, by the way. I've seen you on the post-game shows and here on the pre-game show, and I thank you for your watching and commenting on both. Shout out to Hayes, of course, as well, doing it here. But Mick CK saying, I missed yesterday's game. I saw they lost in the 9th. I hope they win tonight. Yeah, that was really, really disheartening. And being there in person, Mick C, was even made it worse, because the first game I go to where I get to see Esteves and his entrance, where they turn the lights off, everybody has their phone lights on, and he comes out, does all this show and tell, and then boom, he gets hit up for his first blown save. I think it's me. I don't know. But maybe he should pitch with the lights off, but I know they won't allow that. Maybe that will help. Eric Wallace saying, good evening, y'all, or all. The Mariner fan up there, and shout out to you. Call in tonight to the post-game show. Good game yesterday, and then we'll see about today and the rest of the series. Let's get to some Instagram comments, and shout out to you for listening. I rarely do, 2 platforms, but here we are. I felt like I had to give a shout out on IG, because yesterday IG, I was doing a live from Noble Ale Works, and shouting them out, and then shouting out the pizza joint that was there. and then all the different brews that you can find. And again, if you go there, let's say tomorrow, make sure to pick up this card here from one of the tremendous bartenders. And I met them all. It's awesome people. But a buy one, get one free pint special. But come back after the 7th inning or after the game for this special. So you're going to enjoy that at Noble Ale Works right there. Booyah. So that was a great live. I'll hopefully do one again and be down there to give them another shout out. So thank you for everybody who joined in. Parker Ovechkin, any relation to the Capitals hockey player, says go Angels there. Wasted Will _Will. That's a great handle. He says, hope we get the dub today. Yeah, hopefully. He says Angels, and then shout out to everybody who joined in. Hammer. Uh-oh. He says, what's up? About to go party tonight. I wish I could party as much as you, but I think I'm getting older, and I'm like, okay. Maybe I was coming down there to San Clemente yesterday. I guess I missed the party. Wasted _Will. When's your next game, James? Oh, goodness. I would have to look at I don't think it's any of the rest of these games because work and other stuff got in the way, and then definitely not during the week with the Giants. So maybe next homestand or in September. I know there's some giveaways I want to get. What was it? There's another Trout bobblehead, I believe. And then there has to be something else. I know for you Duck fans, they have an Angels replica Ducks jersey with Trout's name and number on the back. So you'll enjoy that for sure if you're a Ducks fan, keeping it in the city of Anaheim. Wasted _Will. When will we see you in AM 830? Well, thank you. I don't think anytime soon. I don't think they know who I am, and all is well. Really, I don't want to be a company man, but if it takes that to be there, I guess I would. But that's why I like it here on HITI. I can express whatever the hell I want to say. You know, if the Angels make a bad play or a bad signing or a bad move, I could yell all about it whenever I want to. You can't do that in the AM 830. You know, they only want positive stuff. Like, they somehow probably turned the Estevez save that was blown yesterday into a positive. And you can't really make that a positive. I don't know if you can. So that's what I think. Red, I'm Pex International, I'm guessing, saying, so nice, dear friend. And shout out to you for joining us. Sir, I sent you best prices. Okay. Wasted _Will says, I wish we got the win yesterday. And every loss will count terribly to the chances of making the playoffs. More and more the losses come up, the more the percentage of making it goes down. Simple as that, Will. Let's see. Oh, jerseys. Oh, yeah. I don't think you have one that can fit. Wasted Will also mentions Randall and Moniak disappointing. Yes. Yeah. A lot of free swinging, a lot of missing, a lot of breezes. It was so bad. And then Renfroe, the same thing, I felt like. It was really bad. And then if you notice, what is it? If you notice CJ Cron, he'll get really fooled on those sliders that break. And I remember that when he was here with the Angels, and now he's back. I remember that was a thing. Carsonik Jellerson saying fat, yes I am. Hammer saying hi. Thought I said hi. Shout out to Angel's grandma and everybody joining in. Low-key Angel 25 saying, my hope after last night, and it was trending down for him. I think all of us definitely felt that. Low-key Angel, that's for sure. And then they also say, realistically, if Angels can win the next 6 games, which is doable, we're back. Yeah, but then the teams ahead of us have to do their part. That's going to be the problem. You can only control what you can, basically. And you go from there, right? Also, some more comments coming in. Mick KC saying, wow, that sounds like a Bay Stars closer entrance in the NPB. The Bay Stars closer just demoted to set up role. It's amazing how a reliever's life can go from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows, depending on performance or injury. If you got someone else coming up that who's better, they can get their spot taken. That's for sure. So that's definite. Eric Wallace also mentioning, I'll definitely be here to give my thoughts. And thank you for tuning in, not only to the pre-game shows, but the post-game shows, your variable comment to the page here, commenter and caller. So always great knowledge dropped by you, that's for certain. Loki Angel 25 saying, shout out to you though for 7-1 for tickets. Oh yeah, well, and then shout out to them for giving the sponsorship to us, and then that we're able to promote to everyone, and the 10% off with the HITI code to get that discount there, 10% off. That'll grow on you, and then if you need to buy more and more tickets, the savings will grow onto you. So that's why it's such a great deal, low-key. So it's a great, great deal. So tell everyone about it. Tell everyone about Halos in the Infield. All the Angel fans that you know, even non-Angel fans, just baseball fans. We got something for everyone here at Halos in the Infield. So it's such a great, great thing happening here. And it may even get better in the future. We'll know more, I think, in the upcoming weeks or months. We'll see about that. I think we'll get out of here again. The pregame show here with James. The game, though, coming up at 6:38 with Luis Castillo, the righty, going for Seattle, and the lefty, Reed Detmers, going for the Angels. And we hope that the Angels can get back on the winning track and then just keep going. Have a winning streak. But it's going to be tough without Neto again, with all the injuries. They had traces of winning, and now it's only traces. It's not real. So that's really all as the lights go off in the city. All right, take care. I got to put a new light bulb in. Take care. Go Halos. See you later.